That's a lot of work. You called me and we just finished our table read of the script.
Okay.
I can give you some background story. And I used to be a youth coordinator. I was hired by Father Daniele, which is at your church now. And he hired me to try to resolve something to get kids from Brazani to be part of our church. And that was an adventure and so on. But in one of those Easter, we did our own passion play at that time. And then from then on, the priest asked us to do the Stations of the Cross on Good Friday, which is one of the events the church does.
Yeah.
And Father Daniele was like, look, I know that a lot of communities love to do the traditional ones because I would appreciate if we did the biblical ones, the Pope John Paul II ones. Okay. Basically, it's also 14 stations, but it's based on the Bible.
Okay.
All right. And I always appreciated that because in the Bible, Jesus doesn't fall 3 times. It's not there. But in the Stations of the Cross, there's 3 falls. One station is this. Remember in elementary school, they put it up on the board?
I did the 14 stations last night.
Yeah. Did Jesus fall? Yeah. That's the traditional one.
Okay.
So I've always I said, yeah, I love that. And what I did with the church at that time was I wrote it as tableaus where they would do the religious program and then the youth would come out and act it out like in a tableau.
Yep.
And then in short order after that, I was done with the youth group. But what happened was the church kept that.
Okay.
They kept my original tableaus and they expanded it on it. And they had them doing more roles.
Wow.
Yeah, it kind of like blossomed out of that years after. And then it just grew into its own thing. A couple years ago, the priest asked me, the new pastor of our church asked me, it's like, all right, get involved since you have a history with it. I did involve, and I kind of sway them back to the biblical one.
Excellent.
I'm going to do the biblical one. But there was also a gentleman that joined our group. Well, joined it. He was always part of the parish who has history with the traditional one.
Okay.
So he would always add scenes like Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. Not in the Bible, but it's a traditional Stations of the Cross. So this year we said we're going to make it as big as we possibly can. We'll do a full passion place. The pastor at the administrator at our church right now asked us to go. Let's go big.
So you mix the traditional and the biblical together?
Together.
Ooh.
It's everything.